Yo, how's it going, everyone? What's going on? Oh man, my office is such a mess right now. Alright, that's better. Wow, new names. Hi, how's everyone doing today? I don't know why. I've been gone for a few days, and why is everything so messed up on my OBS scene? I don't get it. I really don't get it. When is your exploding PDF talk going to be on YouTube? Soon. Just wait on it. I have a embargo with a couple of conferences. I'm gonna make a video soon. How was ShellCon? ShellCon was a blast. Cybersecurity Summit at Texas was also a blast. But I always have I have a special place for ShellCon. Like I always love ShellCon, and thank you for the follow. I like ShellCon just because of the fact that it's a local ran con, and I'm the only person that had spoken at ShellCon every year since I've launched, and the staff is just super friendly. Thank you for the follow. The staff is super friendly to the point that I even forgot to register, and they still knew I was gonna show up. It was fun. It was really good. Hey, Angel, how's it going? I love ShellCon. I mean, the crowd that I had, the room that I was in at Cybersecurity Summit was way bigger. I want to say there was 100 people in the room, at least, but it wasn't engaging as it was with ShellCon. I don't know what it was about ShellCon, but ShellCon was super engaging, and but I mean, like, I don't know. It's mostly my personal preference, to be honest. Like, Cybersecurity Summit in Texas was huge, right? Like there was a lot of people coming to this, and it's a great venue. It's it's in San Antonio. Wait, who's hosting me? Thank you, Hard Chat. And it's a very good venue, but it feels a little bit too enterprise/corporate for me. Alex Patrick is coming. He'll be here. But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed being there. Um, but yeah, let me. I got in last night, so I'm still a little bit behind with everything. I don't even know if I put up a DigitalOcean box up. Let's see. How's everyone else? It's been a week since I've been up. I mean, I've been been up. I've been live on Twitch. I tried to go on Instagram, but I was so everything was happening so fast that I couldn't really get a minute to jump on Instagram. I didn't even get to post anything really, but I did take a lot of good photos. I'm gonna have to post them soon. All right, Recon pad is still up, so we're good there. Let's see. Recon pad is still up. Let me see. Cool. I'm surprised Kappa's not here yet to give me shit for my Linux, but we'll wait. How's everyone's weekend so far? Hunt all the bugs. Do it. Find some bugs. Thank you for the follow, Geek Guy. Hey, Sir Reload. I can't ever say your name, Sir Leroy Jenkins. There we go. Hey, X. I was just gonna ask if you're around. All right. While we chat a little bit, I'm gonna SSH into my box, and I'm going to get very comfortable since we all know we're not gonna go anywhere today. We're gonna be here for a while. Weekend went quiet. I don't know if I like that. Hey, Vicus. I'm here with a notepad. We'll start what? Recon? Absolutely, we're gonna start. I'm just Taking my sweet, sweet time. Alright. You weren't expecting a stream? Nah, I would never give up Recon Sundays. Recon Sundays are, I mean, not that I don't like my other stream days, but Recon Sundays are the fun days. I get to do some stuff that I want to do. Like with the CTF stuff is stressful because I have a time limit. Like I know I have to go to work at some point because I have meetings. But you know what? Not streaming for a couple of days does hurt with your viewership, but it's all good. All right, shall we get started? So I was thinking last night, I know I shouldn't be thinking about these kind of things before I go to bed, but I know how I want to flag the sites that are done with HTTP probe and how I can flag them as up. I figured it out. I will. Don Reddy, I think you're new to the stream because I've been saying that I'm trying to do everything in my power as I can. I will get to it as soon as I can, man. I have the same 24 hours and the same 7 days as you do. I will get to it eventually once we have enough stuff to push to it. So what I wanted to do here, let's switch screens. So what I was thinking about doing was, hey all. What I was thinking was maybe we could do a. Let me pull up Notepad real quick. And let me put up some music first before we start. Let's go to Chill Out Records. Thank you for that tip. I appreciate it. All right, so let's do this. Okay, this works. Let's close that out, and let's close that out too. So what I was thinking was doing something like, MySQL, Recondb dot, what was it called? Let me see what did we call all these? Let's go to MySQL. Okay, show databases. We called it my Recondb, so let's use Recondb. Use Recondb. Actually, I don't need to put Recondb in there. Oops. There you go. I actually don't need to put Recondb here since I'm calling it directly from select. But to show tables, we want domains. And MySQL hide column names from output. So I guess you do SN maybe? Let's see. Alright, so let's see if this works really quick. And I see you chat trying to send me stuff, but give me a sec. I'll look at it in a sec. And I'm not gonna do, hold on, let's see. Describe domains. Whoops. Are you shitting me? No room left on this space. What? What is this folder? Hold on. What is happening here? Let's go to Recon. What the? Wow. Okay. This is gonna be rough. Thank you for the follow. But hold up. The problem is in the commands right now is that somehow I'm out of space on this box, and I don't know how. Hold on one sec. What was it? I gotta figure out what. Hold on. What was the command? Let's try if I can figure it out. I think it's DUSH, right? Should be. Okay, hold on. Let's sort it. Oh, come on. Let's sort it. Just to see. Oh my lord, what is happening today? Come on. I gotta free up some space. What in the actual frick? I don't have a whole lot of stuff though, that's the thing. I don't. The only ones that are big enough are, oh, what is this? It's github.com. Let's see if there's any log files that are huge, because honestly, I don't know. I'm just looking at commands on. There we go. This should work. But I don't get. Oh boy. Let me see if I can add space to this box, maybe. I don't think it's gonna let me add any more space to it. This is really annoying. Yep, I can't add anything to it. $80 a month to add more space to this thing? What the fuck? Hold on, where's chat? Yo, what do we... Alright, you know what? Oh boy, come on. What? I'm gonna delete all the folders that are, do I want to do that though? Let's do this, HTML. Let's delete the headers and definitely delete the screenshots. Oh, come on, screenshots. Okay. I need to see if this worked. I think this worked a little bit at least. Okay, so it worked a little bit. Alright, I think we can figure this out now. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why? It was just doing fine, but... Yeah, let me see again, because like find largest files on Linux. So that's what I just did. Linux, just do Ubuntu, make it easy. But there shouldn't be anything super large. Does this work actually? I've deleted everything that. Hold on. So I can't delete any of this data. I need all that. Hold on, let's do this. Oh boy, where'd it go? There's gotta be something. Oh my god, really? $155 gigs of used. How? I can't even write anything anymore. I don't know what's using my storage either, but there's got to be something. We didn't have this problem last week. It can't be. Let's remove all this aquatone stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking it's also something in logs, but let's try what you just tried. Let's see. That's if it works. Come on. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Ha! All right. I think it's MySQL logs. I bet you it is. Yeah, holy fuck indeed. Holy fuck indeed. Wait, is that a... Why isn't it not? No, I think it's... Oh, first of all, I don't know why Jenkins is here. We gotta remove that soon, but... syslog. I'm gonna just remove all of these logs. This is not a box that I care about the logs, so... Let's start with... Hold on, let's see how big MySQL is. Yeah, let's get rid of this. I gotta turn off MySQL logs after this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the one that I just deleted was the biggest one. Oh, Jenkins. Oh, you mother. That's what happened last time too. Alright, at least we figured it out. Group work. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? No, it was Jenkins. Jenkins did that last time too on my other box. I don't know why. I have to remove it. $148 gigs. That's insane. Yeah, it dropped from 14.5 to 722. No, it wasn't MySQL. It was Jenkins. I don't know why I have Jenkins. I removed it, but it's uninstalled Jenkins. Apparently the way I did it didn't work, so let's just because that's what I did last time. I purged it, but I want to do it one more time because maybe no space left on this device. Is this a joke? Let's see one more time. Hold on. No space left on device. Why? Sorry, I'm going to try and figure this out quickly because I do want to... It still says used 155. It dropped. It dropped. Can I just do? Is it service? Stop Jenkins? Can no. There we go. What was it? This one? There we go. There we go. Holy shit, that was a freaking mission. Alright, let's purge this motherfucker and get it out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That was 20 minutes of my stream wasted on this. Alright, we're good. Now we can go back to doing what we were doing. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's go back to MySQL. And let's use Recondb. And let's describe Recon. Oh no, domains actually. Okay, so we want to get a domain name. Okay, so this is what we want. It's a lot too. And just so we know how many we have. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to do was I was going to do this and then go probe, right? I don't even know if this is a good idea or not. Oh shit, what's up, Cyber Mentor? Look at who's here today. The Cyber Mentor himself. Alright, so if I do this, it's gonna probe and tell me how many of these hosts are alive, but then I'm gonna insert this into MySQL. But before I do that, let's create another table. So what I was gonna do was the output of this is gonna become insert whatever we do, but I want to do an watch. I'm going to do an xarg, and I want to put the output of this into MySQL. So it would say something like, I don't know how to explain this. I need to remake domain name. That's what I need to do. I need to remake domains because I want to put a flag on there, and based on the output of HTTP probe, I want to set a flag to 1 or 0. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? Hold on, let me just cut the music. Does this make sense to anybody besides me? So what I'm going to do is the output of this, whatever domain comes in, it's going to go into the where clause. So we're going to say update where the output is here, and we're going to set the flag to 0. Let's see. But let's see what's the easiest way to set a flag. What was that website we were using to create the tables last stream? Does anyone remember what it was? Yeah, so in the same thing, we're going to add a column called alive, whatever we want to call it. And if that domain shows up in our HTTP probe, it's going to go and become a part of the where clause, and it's going to update the flag to 1 if it's not alive, or if it's alive, I mean. But I need to recreate this table. We did have a script for this, right? I think we did. Let's go to Recondb. And then let's go to the database setup, and let's do this one. So this is what we used. And create a MySQL column for flag. Let's see. Maybe it should be a Boolean, right? Let's do a Boolean flag. Let's do it. Let's see. Completed. 1 and 0. So what we're going to just say we can say alive. I think this should work, right? Alive. And then we'll say Boolean. Holy shit. Thank you, dude. Cyber Mentor coming in with the gifts today. Okay, Zevo. This is exactly what I was trying to explain. Thank you. Yes. So by default, it's going to be 0. If it pops out of the HTTP probe, then we'll set it to 1 with an XArg. You get a sub. You get a sub. Everybody gets a sub. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Reminds me of that movie back in the day. Hold on. Said Boolean MySQL. Hold on. MySQL set Boolean to 0 by default. So if I have it not null default 0. Right, this is how they do it. This should work. I don't know if I want to flush the table though. Add column to MySQL database. Let's see. Alter table, add column. There we go. So we're going to do alter table domains. Thank you for the sub, OX Date. Oh shit, Date, what's up? Oh yeah, sorry. I had to turn it off because I got spammed by a bunch of bots a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't want to get my chat spammed. I had 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers at one point, just bots following me, so I had to turn it off. All right, so we're gonna add our, what do we call it over here? Alive, and it was Boolean. Not null default 0. And we're gonna put that after source. Is this gonna work? I don't know. I'm not too sure about this. ABS. I don't know how to say her name. All right, let's see if this works. I'm not really too sure if it will, but of course not. Okay. Let's describe domains real quick. All right, so alive is here. By default is 0. Let's do a select really quick. Domains. Wait, what did I do? Hold on. Ah, damn it. I use Recondb. And let's see. We only have one table. Yeah. Let's just do a select. Let's describe it because I don't remember the names anymore. Domain names. It's not a domain name, it's domain name. These names gotta get better. And let's do alive from domains. And actually, why am I describing? Okay, so everything's set to 0. And now what we can do, we're going to do this. I want to look up just to make sure I don't do this wrong. We're going to do an update statement on, we're going to do this. We're going to do update domains or recondb.domains. Set flag to 1 where domain name is equal to our file. Would that work actually, you think? Technically it should work, right? Oh no, someone's saying no. Tell me why. Thank you, X. Because of that? Oh wait, I know why it won't work. Because you're right, it's not gonna work. There we go. Hey Ash, how's it going? Alright, this should work this time, right? Because oh, okay, you're right. Huh. Well, what we can do is do, oh boy. Can we remove HTTP and HTTPS from this and then feed it to MySQL and another XArgs? Say QAB. Oh my god, I gotta figure out how to remove the HTTPS. Cut D what? Cut what? Yeah, I was thinking about sed, but I can't remember how to do both HTTP. It was something with, I can't think of how to do it. I gotta think about it for a sec. But if I could figure out how to remove HTTP and HTTPS and then feed it to MySQL, then I could do it. Wait, you think cut is gonna work with that? I have a hard time believing that will work. Hold on, let's see. Oh, you also think that because it's under quotes, it won't work, apparently. That's something we gotta figure out. Let me, using XArgs to update MySQL. Let's see if that works. I think we can do that. I'm not sure. No, we should be able to do that, I think. We'll figure that out. One sec. I'm trying to think what the easiest way is to do it with sed. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. This should do it. Let's just see. Let's just see how this looks. Whoops. All right, this works. This is a very ugly way of doing it, though. It's such a weird way of doing this thing. If this does work, it's going to be a miracle, but we'll see. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this at all, but let's see how it goes. And something's choking now. This should work. For some reason it's not. Well, let me think. Yeah, one-liner bash stuff, but hold on, let me think. Update. We need sudo here for it to work. No, I don't need. Do I need sudo there? I don't need a sudo for XRs. I think this should work. Let's give it a try. Oh no, don't do that. Something's not working because something with the XOX isn't working. Because everything else up to this point works. This works, yeah. This works, but the update is what it chokes. Do I need to put these in quotes? Look at it again. Update Maria DP. Okay, next. Let's see. I gotta make sure I'm doing this right. How to wait. Let's see. Should I put the one in quote? I don't think the one being in quote makes a difference, but no, I think the set is what's. What did we look for last time when we did this? Update MySQL Boolean value. Let's see. Okay, so this should exactly. Oh, you're right. I didn't call it flag. I called it alive. Good call. Good catch. Thank you. But I think something's still wrong. Yeah, the flag to one is right. And I need to fix a sudo right here too. I don't need the sudo to go into here. I need sudo to be over here instead. Because I think it's not working with MySQL. Let's try this again. No, it's still not liking something. Up until here it works. You know why? Wait, isn't it supposed to be... Wait, it's dash E and then N1. Hold on. No. Nope. Why am I doing this wrong? That's not working. Think a bit wise. Do sudo I here and remove this. Everything else looks fine. Think a bit wise. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not sure why this doesn't work. We have to find an alternative to this, though. Like, there's got to be a way to do this. Thank you, Palladi. I appreciate it. Okay, what if we... that wouldn't work. I can loop through this, if anything. So I can just... So what we can do is... we'll just have this go into another... That's just so ugly, though. I was going to put this in another file, and then... do a loop through it. Do for I and that. Throw it in a loop and have it update. But that's going to take a while. Oh, you think it should be like this? But I don't... You think so? Hold on. Like this. So this is... We think this is a problem that's not updating. Use double quotes. Yeah, I don't... Okay, let's do this. Let's see. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna run this without the update, and we're gonna stop it, and I'm going to put this. Let's see if this works without the XArgs. See, it's not even working here. Even if I actually give it a domain name, yeah, I think the XArgs is... Wait, hold on. I don't need the XArgs. Wait, I do need it. Let's see if this just works real quick. I want to see if the problem is... Okay, so now we get... So, okay, so there's something wrong with the XArgs. Because now we got pseudo problems. So let's just go back and do this. And let's get rid of these for now. And... I don't think that's going to work, but let's just try it. Yeah, it's not... Okay, let's just, let's do this. I like that. Let's see. So XArgs is what's broken. Hold on one sec. I want to see something with my history real quick. Because we've done XArgs in the past with other stuff. I don't think the spacing is what's breaking it, right? No, it can't be. Interesting. But at least we know up to here it for sure works. Wait, does it have to wait for HTTP probe to finish for it to work? It shouldn't, right? Thank you for the follow. You really think it has to wait for XArgs? It has to wait for HTTP probe to finish, even though it's giving out the output after another? Really? So this whole time I've been getting trolled, is what you're telling me? Should we just limit the select to like 3? Let me just make sure. MySQL select limit. Let's do limit 2. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to the normal way of doing this, which is this, and then let's just do limit 1. Screw it. Limit 1. Screw it. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Let's make sure this works first of all. Okay, let's do 20 just to make sure. Okay, 20 because this one, these are alive, so let's do 20. Then probe for it, 20. Take that and let's do sudo. No, I don't need sudo there. We have. Let's see if this works really quick. Let's give it a few minutes. Yeah, so, okay, hold on. You're right. It has to finish. It has to finish HTTP probe, and then we can do this. Alright, at least we know it works. Thank you for that, Bitwise. You are indeed wise, my friend. Okay, so let's do... Select, I want to look at alive from that. What did I fuck up this time? I got this double quotes over here. Oh, come on. Alright. But I don't like that it's giving me... Oh, I hope this doesn't break anything. Do I have multiple of these? There's multiple of the same domain. Oh, I hate this right now. This is from today too, isn't it? Yeah, that's from today. Okay, well, screw it. What we'll do is... No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up afterwards. Remove duplicate entries. And it's MySQL. But I don't want to make it distinct. I guess we have to. I gotta figure out how to eliminate duplicate rows. No, it's the same exact domain. There's nothing different about it. I think we're not doing it by port. It's just selecting everything from it. No, it's the same one. It's just I'm selecting everything from that table where domain is that. The source is different for some of them. So I could do delete. I don't know if I want to do that now. Alright, we'll clean this up later, but I'm going to do a select. I'm going to make it distinct. I'm going to select distinct from this. Okay, so I'm just going to do the select distinct. Let's see what the difference would be between. Hold on. I want to see what the difference in numbers are when we do distinct and not. $96,000. Okay, so there's 10,000 duplicates. All right. We're gonna keep this. Let's do that's funny. Denton, that's funny. I'm gonna put that in there for now so we don't have to look for it again, and we're gonna do this. Okay, I think this is doing its thing for now. All right, we'll leave it alone for now. Now I gotta figure out how to clean this thing up. I gotta figure out how I can remove duplicate entries. Remove duplicate entries in MySQL. Let's figure out. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, we can do that. We can just select distinct and I should have done that before the flags, huh? Okay, let's go back. Hold on. I have to do this. I gotta do this really quickly. Distinct from domains. So it takes that and then insert into temporary. We'll do select distinct star from domains. We'll drop domains, rename table. Feds is a dangerous game to play. I think this should work. Right? Let's see. All right. Let's YOLO it. Huh. Okay, let's use Recondb. Uh-oh. Okay, it's still there. Something is not. Wait, why there's quotes at the end of these? There shouldn't be quotes. Okay. Okay, I just figured out it's okay, let's see if this works. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up the database, but wait, what? Okay, it's there. I think we're good. I think we may be good now. No, it didn't work. Okay, let's do that one more time. Hold on. Use Recondb. Okay. I'm confused why it isn't working, but we'll see. It's not doing distinct though. Maybe I should just do that and not worry about it at all. I don't care about the timestamp anymore. I mean, here. Should we just not worry about the source anymore? Because watch, if we do, this is 105,000. Select distinct. I need to have domain name in there. What am I misspelling? Distinct. Distinct. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna get rid of the source and timestamp. Yeah, it looks pretty scary when you do it in Bash, but we're gonna make it happen. So what we do? We just say don't worry about. You know what, we could do this. We could do name table domains to domains data, and then we'll make that like that. Okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I'm gonna distinct the domain name from domains, and instead of dropping domains, I'm just gonna rename it to domain data just in case I need the source and timestamp. Okay, now let's see if this worked. Oh my god, still not doing it right. works here, but I don't know why it won't update it properly. Let's try it one more time manually. Okay, so we're gonna make temp and what is the problem with the insert? But that's not what they're, oh, because they're selecting everything. All right, back to let's see, isn't it like insert into temp values? Let's see how we did it earlier. One sec. So should I just change this to that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say maybe we should update this and just do update. No. I'm trying to see what amino means by this. Would that actually work? That actually work? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I didn't think that's gonna work. Why is another bitwise without a NahamSec? So what the fuck? My chat looks weird. Yeah, that doesn't work. So this is what you wanted to try. This doesn't work. Here, let's try one more time just to make sure. Hold on, let's change this to temp. Oh, hold on. Yeah, column count doesn't match values count at row 1. Why am I doing it LS? There's nothing in temp, right? Okay, what about in domains right now? Insert result from select into table. Let's see. Okay, so it's insert into table, column name, select column from, okay. And is this music no copyright? Yeah, there's no copyright. Okay, let's see if this works. This may actually work. Oops. All right, that worked. We can do it now. Okay, let me, is there anything on domain data? Select from domains data. Okay, domains data has everything we need. So we can just drop let's just drop domains. Or is it just flush instead? Drop table, Jesus. Okay. And then now alright, I think now we can do what we wanted to. Should I just run this again? Let's just try it. Okay, now we can do what we had to do an hour ago. Alright, so now we can actually do this, I think. So we can do this now. But let's see, yeah, that's a good call. Let's do okay, it's all there. All right, am I behind this? I am. All right, let's see what this does. Should we multiprocess the XArgs? What do y'all think? Should we do this? I'm waiting on you, chat. All right, well, looks like we're doing it. What time is it? I have 45 minutes before. Wait, did I do it wrong? No, we're good. Okay, what I'm gonna do is quickly take a break, and I always want to try this and see. There's a new dashboard on Twitch, and I want to try it out real quick. This shouldn't affect any of the subs really, but if you're not a subscriber, it might affect you. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break, and I'll be right back. But before I do, one sec. There we go. All right, give me a few seconds, and I'll be back.
coins in the laundromat. You can't help but honor that. Jam man, make a man, more games than the Sega man. All I smoke is chronic, run my coins just like I'm Sonic. From the hood, I speak Ebonics. That in economics, shorty, we can link like Zelda. Dot broke, then you a failure. Stack your money up like Tetris. I don't know what else to tell you. Over here, everybody got a gun. My life is golden now. You wanna know why niggas die? Nigga, I just told you. I told the bitch we need to take a break cause she a space invader. Niggas do not know the game. Why? Cause they player haters. I'm a boss jam, man. I call me Dr. Egg, man. My money stretched like jogging bands, rubber bands and headbands. Hopped up out that water, niggas trying to sink my battleship. Because they bitch been bust open like a bag of chips. NBA jam, man. Bitch, I'm ballin'. Just learned a new move, I just don't know what to call it, man. I swear I lost my man, I had to snap back to reality. I ain't sparing nobody. Finish a fatality. Bitch, start tripping, now I'm blue. Mega man, I can't win for losing cause I got too many haters, man. Used to be the paper boy, grew up now I'm Mega man. Player 1, player 2, show your ass what players do. Up, down, left, right, hit 'em with a strong attack. Yeah, I smoke the strongest back. Tell me what is wrong with that. No coins in the laundromat, you can't help but honor that. Jam man, Mega man, more games than the Sega man. Jam man, Mega man, more games than the Sega man. I am the great Saiyan. You better stop playing, man. This game could be different.
Is Twitch having issues or what? I'm kind of confused. Nothing works on Twitch today. What is happening? Yeah, Twitch is falling apart. Oh well. Alright, let's see how this script is doing. It's still going strong. I'm really hoping this... Oh, it's not gonna work. There's no sudo here. Disappointment. Alright, I fixed it. I'm letting it run in the background while we chat. No sudo, no gudo. Yep, exactly. Alright. OX Patrick is going to join me here in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So far, where is the... Let me pull up the Recon. So, we started working on this. So we did this already. We did the flagging stuff. I think my confidence with this one is at a 4 right now. I think the next thing we're going to do is get the response headers. But I really need this to be done with. So it's going to be a while with 90,000 domains. Here, let me switch screens so you guys can see it. So we started doing all this. This one was yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. This is today. This we can do today, but I need this thing to be done. Where is it? We need this to be done. So what I can do is, maybe we can write some Python, which I suck at Python. I don't know anything about Python. But what I can do is, we can write a Python script. And have the Python script select everything from the database that we have where... Let's take some notes. So, use Python Ruby to select from DB where alive is 1. For everything that has alive equals to 1, get the HTTP response code. Is the Verizon Media Bounty Program defined largely by subdomains? Do you have any? They do have CDIR ranges, Dade. For the CDIR ranges, they don't specify it, but I know hackers that go after it. That we have to put that on here. Maybe we should do. We'll do this later. Pull certs. Yeah, on Saturdays I scan. Hey, thanks for the follow, Miron. On Saturdays I scan all the IP addresses. Yeah, I used this. Offensive security mass scan database. So I use this. I already try your tool. I know you've sent that to me a couple times. I have to try it out at one point. But I use this. So I use this. I scan it. But I'm going to use the... so you scan with mass scan, and then you use their import script. And the import script makes it look super nice like this. So I might just steal the import script and just do this into my database before I start writing outputs for it. But the first thing I want to do is I want to pull certs from every single one of them. Oh, what else we can do here is we can get titles. I want to do that. Let's do insert row. And we're going to say get title for get page title. Kind of feel like I'm reinventing Showdown, but we'll do the same thing where it's a live get page title. And then eventually I want to look for like get swagger, maybe. I don't know, maybe. I mean, Showdown is great, but Showdown isn't going to scan every day for me, right? Yeah, I think that'd be cool to get swagger and see what's there and how long it's been there. Yeah, the biggest thing is like I'm doing everything in Bash. I want to really stick to doing it in Bash for the backend, but I don't know how much. I just don't know how much I can do with Bash. Damn, 280k IP addresses for work or for bounties? Let's see if let's look at OX Patrick's tools real quick, because I know that he just released this tool called DNS Gen, and I want to try it out before he gets on. One sec. Okay. So let's try this. Let's see what this does while we wait. Was my chat not working before? Oh, your chat wasn't working because you were probably a new subscriber, maybe? I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright. I got the requirements first. Well, I'm glad it works now. I don't know. I don't look for S3 buckets anymore, to be honest. Let me make sure. Okay, we have a little bit of time before he joins. Cool. This is still doing this thing. Really want to I wonder what this does. That's cool. It does all that. Okay, we can do DNS gen, I guess. Maybe I'm gonna ask him to show us how this works on the stream. But this is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. What? I need setup tools. Is that what's happening? Wow. What? Okay. Really? Okay, so we got it working now. I want to do this with a smaller site, but I don't know how they would feel like me doing this live, so I'm going to leave it alone. Yeah, he'll be joining soon. I am using DigitalOcean. You wonder what Patrick has to say about what? About his tool? Unanimous? Oh, let's see how this screen is going at least. While we wait. It's still going strong. I'm kind of getting nervous though, because I feel like... I don't know, I feel like it's not going too well. But yeah, really, really nervous. I really want to see if this is going to work out the way I want it to, but it's going to be a while. Yeah, I haven't looked for any S3 stuff in a while. Yeah, S3 buckets are, I don't know, I feel like I don't look for particular stuff. Like, I don't look for subdomain takeovers. I don't look for, yeah, I don't look for a lot of stuff, honestly. But Patrick has done some really cool stuff around, yeah, he's done some really cool stuff around subdomain takeovers and Recon. Let's see. So he's doing mass DNS. It's pretty interesting the way he does these. Is all of his blog posts about subdomain enumeration? Welcome back, Bitwise. Yeah, he has pretty good, he's got some stuff about subdomain takeovers. That's what this one is. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good. He's written some really good stuff about it. He's doing good research. Yeah, I wonder what he's got to say for... We gotta try this out soon, but I want to see what he's got to say about some of the stuff that he has done. So for, he's doing stage, so it looks for stage.foo, foo.stage, and then... But where did bar come from? It should be stage, I think. Oh, okay, so if it does one dot, that's cool. Adds word to every index. That's cool, that's really smart. Okay, it's also smart. Replace the word with word. Stage. Ah, okay. Interesting. I think this would work for a smaller org, not Yahoo. So if you did partner mail, does that? It gives you all of these, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're up. What if we did something like? I wonder if this would work. Let's do. Not Recon. Let's do... What's a small website? I'm trying to think of what a small website is that we can try this on. Let's do Airbnb. Oh wait, I don't have the DNS gen stuff. I'm gonna stay away from it. I'm gonna wait for this to finish off, and then once it's finished up, we'll try it on Yahoo. This is still going on. Let's see, media.yahoo.com. Is that a big domain? It should be. I think that... Ooh, what's happening here? So he's doing prod and adding stuff to it, I assume? Can we do this? Let's see. Yeah, so it's not going to work anymore because of the HTTP probe. All that stuff it was giving us, it's gone. I could do DNS gen after the probe, but then again, that defeats the purpose. I think I need a smaller website for this because I think Yahoo's too big to do this on. At least not on a stream right now. Okay, we can do that, yeah. Here. That's gonna take a while though. There's a lot of stuff it's gonna create. I hope no one from Twitch is watching this to ban me. Okay. But I wonder. Let's see. Media@yahoo.com. Let's see how many this is. It's gonna give us a shit ton, I feel like. Oh, 135, okay. And what did I call this? Temp DNS. Oh, that's a lot. Hey, Ivy Coiler. I feel like that's a lot. I don't think sort U is gonna do much, but let's try it out just to see if it has any dupes. 65,000 some change was it earlier. Let's see how much it is this time. Yeah, okay. It's pretty big chunk. I don't think we should give up, but I don't want to put more pressure on this box. I need this to wrap up. I don't know why it hasn't wrapped up yet. Let's see. MySQL. Let's do this. I wonder if it's still doing it at all. I think it's still doing the pro part. Recondb. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, there isn't anything there yet. Yeah. So it's still going on. It only creates domain ideas. So I hear it's giving it like partner mail. And it's giving you ideas, I think. But you have to probe for it, I think. Do HTTP probe on it. Which is kind of weird, but it's just an idea, I think. It's a really cool idea for, I think for subdomain takeovers at least. The one on the screen is different than the one you're seeing. Is there a chat on screen? I don't think there's a chat on screen right now. Is there a chat on screen right now? I don't think there's a chat on screen. OBS is messing up royally right now. Yeah, my chat box is not working. I don't think. Cause I don't see chat box. Here, let me see. All right, chat. Say something so I can see if it works really quick. Yeah, chat box is down. Thank you, Bitwise. I appreciate it. It happens. Yeah, Twitch is they're good at, you know, enforcing their law, but they're not good at fixing their shit apparently. Yeah, chat box is not working. That's all right. All right. Well, let's see. Python get. Let's just look at this HTTP response code. Let's see what this does. We'll get started on this a little bit. Okay, so I would have to import request, and then I would have to request the site, and it would tell you the response. I'll have to learn Python to be able to do this, but we'll figure it out. So it's pretty easy to do it. We will assign it to this, and then we'll say response to status code would give us the result for this, I assume. And that's all we need. So I would have to just do print whatever the result of this is into MySQL. Yeah, I don't care about the F part. I just need this. Literally this. So for URL and this, that's fine. For this, we can just say, and this has to be a command, which pulls from MySQL. And then we'll try it like that. I don't even need a, I don't need a try, because I don't care what it comes back as. Let's see. Oops. Just so I can see what it looks like. Can I do it like that? Oh, okay. I can install request, maybe. Pretty sure I have request. I'll have to import it. Yeah. Okay, let's do... let's call it PyDB for now. Thank you for the follow. What? What ads? I don't know what you're talking about, the ads. Alright, so let's keep going. So first thing we need to do is install request, but I think I have requests already installed. Yeah. Okay, well, we did it anyway, so we'll just go back here and then we'll do... What to do? Hold on, let's do a... I have to start getting better with my process when I develop shit. Let's do get response code. Nope. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna import requests and alright, Python 3, that's right. We'll do it in Python. Wait, this is 3.6 it says. Yeah, it should work. What are you sending me rooted now? Let's see. Yeah, but I'm already doing HTTP probe. That's fine. This is also in Python 3, right? Here, let's go back. Just for X. Just for you. Okay, we go. Import request. I didn't do it pip3. Okay, that's why. I see what you mean. There we go. There we go. I see what you mean. So you want me to do this? There we go. I just gotta remove Python and just leave Python 3 there. Alright, so let's go back to here. Alright. What can I find a decent tutorial on this? Let's see what this is. There we go. But I don't want to make it... No, I don't want to make it super... I don't want to make it like super complicated yet. Is this in Python? It is. Request. This one. I think this is the easiest one to do. You guys like this? We're gonna go to bash through Python. Enjoy that. Thank you for the follow. So it's just what start process call. Why isn't it a good resource for this? Let's see. Okay, so I gotta do, there we go, this is what I need to do. Import OS, and then OS system will, yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah. So let's just, I'm gonna start the process for it, but hold on, before we do, I need to make sure I import sub process, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna write this right now, but we're gonna do MySQL command goes here. We're gonna do this next week. Oh, that's OS system. Hold on. Let's see how this works, OS system. Hold on. There we go. Let's see if this works. So I have to import OS instead. Duh, because it's os.system. And then command becomes that. Oh, okay. I could do it this way, or I can do it. I can put command into a variable, have it do that, and then instead of print, we're going to do. Oh, you already said import OS. Holy shit. Okay, so we're gonna do. We'll call this get domains. Get domain list or something. Let's call it this way. Get domain list. And then once it does that, we'll have to do another right? Because yeah, let's do it the way they're doing it, because I can make the, let's do it this way. MySQL select becomes here, and here we're going to call this exactly. Okay, and then we'll put MySQL select in here. I think that's how you do it, right? Yeah. And then instead of print, what we're gonna do is do a update MySQL response code, and then again, this is just me writing stuff so I don't forget for next week. Wait, you should use RH equals sub process check output. Hold on, we will come back to that. I'm not going to actually implement this. I'm just writing what I want to do, and I'm going to figure that out later on. But why wouldn't this work? So instead of OS, we should use sub process, you think? Either way, I want to make sure I have this. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. Hold on, I don't need this. And then here's when we're going to do MySQL insert response code. To be determined. Then this is also to be determined. That's not a bad idea. Oh, I don't know if I want to use this. Okay, that's not bad at all. We can do that actually. So we don't have to, we can just stay away from. This. Let's actually stop this really quickly and see how this is going. It's still going, really. It still hasn't gone to it. It's still doing the HTTP probe, I think. Hey, Chris. All right. So Patrick is going to come on in a few minutes. I'm going to take a bathroom break really quickly. And I'll be right back. All right, give me a sec. 3 minutes. Patrick will be on, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's bring on Patrick. Let's kill the music. We don't need it anymore. I feel like we didn't do much today with the stream, but that's okay because it's going to be all worth it. All right, let's see where he is. So I've actually never met Patrick before. I've never talked to him before either. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. He should be here any minute. There we go. Hey, how's it going, man?
You hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Let me... I think I lost your sound. Can you try one more time?
Is that okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Awesome. How's it going, man?
Fine, a little bit tired, but yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. What time is it your time? You're in Europe, so it should be around evening time?
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. in here.
I'm trying to figure out my OBS is... Give me 1 second. OBS is lagging, so I can't switch to your screen. 1 second, chat. I know you can't see it. People are complaining that they can't see you, and I'm trying to figure it out. OBS is being very, very slow. So give me a sec, chat.
Yeah.
There we go. I think I changed over. There we go. Well, I was just saying that I've actually never met you before. So this is our first time actually meeting.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was at one HackerOne event as a guest in Las Vegas last year, but I don't think we met.
Well, that's a bummer. I wish we would have met so we could collaborate at some point, but I'm very happy to have you on the stream. I don't know if you can actually see me. I can't turn on my webcam just because I have it on the stream.
That's fine. I cannot see you, but I can hear you well. So
awesome. Yeah, so usually, I don't know if you've watched any of my streams. Usually, I bring people that are well-known or requested throughout the stream that are good at what they do. So I've noticed you do a lot of Subdomain Enumeration stuff. You do a lot of Recon, and you do a lot of blog posts around Subdomain Enumeration. So I figured I'd reach out and we can kind of chat about you as a hacker and how you got into hacking, how you do Recon. Maybe you can give us some tips, things that I don't know. So it's for me to learn and also the audience to learn. And then at the end of the stream, I'll open it up to questions. People can ask some questions and we'll have some fun. But I wanted to also, before I start, I wanted to apologize to you because this was a little bit unorganized on my end since I was traveling to a couple of conferences. I didn't get you the information you needed, but I also don't provide that information on purpose, so you come into the stream without any information. But I don't put you on the spot. These are things that you already are good at, you have already done, and I think people would get a great value out of it.
That's fine. I think we can freestyle as well. So.
Awesome. So tell me about yourself a little bit. How long have you been hacking for?
So I probably started about 10 years ago. I was doing a lot of things, mainly development, but also the security related stuff. And once I joined college or university in here, which was 6 years ago, I started working for the Security Operations Center, which was dealing with mainly incident response and the defensive side of Blue Team, if you will. So that was a security from different perspective, as many people know from bug bounties, like dealing with stuff from another end. But there's I wrote the thesis which dealt with basically DNS related stuff in cybersecurity, and that's where a lot of things that I write in my blog come from. At the same time, I wanted to kind of use the things that I explained in the thesis, and I noticed that there are a couple of public programs running bug bounties, and I started noticing them, and mainly checking for subdomain takeover, which was one of my first, I would say, bug classes that I reported many reports for. And after a while, I started, looking for another things, and it went from there on. But yeah, a lot of, experience from another end, and then it's kind of helpful, having that past and then transitioning into more offensive side, and a lot of things make sense.
Cool. Well, how did you hear about bug bounties? Like, what made you look into, besides, doing your thesis, but how did you hear about bug bounties in general?
I don't know, actually. Probably some YouTube videos or something or somebody told me, I don't know. But I noticed that it's kind of easy to join and report. So I was like, let's try that. I never thought, finding one bug, but I started with the automation, something like you are doing in your streams. But as I said, just monitoring for these subdomain takeover issues, which we'll probably discuss more later.
Yeah.
It starts the reports from my automation came. I reported, I got rewarded. Then the second time, third time, and you got hooked, I think, pretty easily from there on.
Yeah, it takes a few reports and then you become addicted, I feel like. It's like you always want to chase that feeling of finding bugs.
I was kind of, it was strange because you just set up the automation and you don't do much because the issue that I was looking for was pretty easy to check. So you just got the report, or I got notification on Slack, which I got automated. I just, verified that, wrote the report, and 5 minutes and you got, a couple of thousand of bucks. So I think that's kind of motivational for the future. And as I said, then from there on, I learned another things from web application security, and then it went from there.
What languages do you use for your automation?
Python.
Python. Just all Python?
I would say 95%. Recently, I started to write a couple of things in Go, but Python, I'm using it now. So everything from automation or system programming to web application development as well, like interfaces for this automation, stuff like that. So I really like the language. I know the environment, which packages to use. So
yeah,
I have no complaint about that.
You said you came into you got involved because you were doing your thesis, and this is something I ask most of the people that come on the interview is what your take is on cybersecurity and having a degree. Do you think it's required to have a degree for cybersecurity?
Not at all. I was kind of let down with the university because when I started, I was looking forward to learn how things work in the background and stuff like that. But then the reality came that you learn something that is, from my point of view, 80% of what I learned there in 5 years is useless. Day-to-day activities, I think. But it's hard to tell because I think what is good for doing the degree is that it teaches you to think in a different way because of the assignments, or I don't know, we had pretty interesting classes in programming which were structured in a way that you needed to, for instance, complete some assignment in a time limit, and you need to think hard and come with the resolution pretty quickly. So in that way, not in the cybersecurity way, but maybe in a different way, it helps you a bit. But I don't think it's worth 5 years or 4 years of your life.
Yeah, I went to school too, and I agree. Like everything I learned was around learning how to do Java. I don't care for Java. I'm not going to use Java for cybersecurity, right? But do you have any certificates, like offensive security, anything?
I have one, which I don't think it's valid anymore, but it was from it's something like certificate ethical hacker, but it's more advanced and it deals with forensics, so more from a defensive side.
Okay.
I think it's called certified forensic investigation or something like that.
Interesting.
To be honest, it was the textbooks were okay, but the test was, the multiple choice, and the results are published online on various sources. So I don't think the value for the certificate itself is kind of high. I was thinking recently of getting the offensive security stuff because I think it's interesting how the exam is evaluated.
Yeah, with the webcam on.
But exactly. So I don't know, maybe in the future, but from the offensive side or something related to bug bounties, I have nothing.
What is your take on them? Do you think like something like OffSec's, the web app one, or offensive security, the OSCP? Do you think those are worth something investing time in, personally for you?
I think, well, my take on the offensive security is that because of the exam, it would force me to learn these things that I wanted to learn for a while.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, if you have, the exam that is the results are already published, you have so much things to do. Or at least I try to find the easiest way to complete that. So if there is something like that, I would, probably look into that, learn something, but not spend too much time on that. But with this offensive security, you just don't have another choice just to learn it and then apply the skills. However, I think it's a good entry point for like first-time candidates for some job.
Yeah.
But I think published reports are much more valued, at least for me. I don't think that many employers, look into that yet. But I think it's much better, like profile for you that you done something in the real world than just having a certificate. So that's probably that.
Before I get to the next question, thank you, Bitwise. You just gifted 10 subs. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like with certificates, it's hard to say, oh yeah, this is worth it for a bug bounty hunter's perspective. I mean, anything that teaches you something, it's worth it, I think. But I don't know. Like I'm still in the middle. I haven't convinced myself fully that I want to go and take the OSCP. I want to, but I haven't convinced myself that it's worth it because I feel like I already have enough experience to not need to rely on it. But I do want to learn the things that OSCP offers as a certificate. So I think some of the things that they do offer, it's worth doing.
That's exactly my point. I don't think the certificate, at least for you, is not necessary. But as I said, it kind of forces you to take time and learn those things because you have some time limit to complete it, and you prioritize it a bit. If you just say that, okay, I will learn something in the future, it kind of never happens, I would say. At least it works for me, as I said. I need to be forced a bit.
I agree. I think you and I are similar. Even when I was in college, I would try to complete a lot of the assignments by trying to find the easy way out. So
exactly.
I think that's a hacker mentality, dude. I think hackers are gonna always find a way to hack the system, is what it is.
Like you like the challenge, but if there is another way, to do things, why not?
You want to automate it, right? If you can automate it and facilitate
exactly.
I agree, dude. I like that. So what was like when you first started doing bounties? How long have you been doing big bug bounties for again? You said a couple of years?
No. As I said, when I was finishing my degree, which was 1.5 years ago,
okay.
But as I said, that was to automate the things. But to be honest, to do a proper bug bounties, like several different bug classes, it's probably about half a year, something like that.
Wow, impressive. Well, I usually ask what are 3 things you wish you knew before you got started. But given that you're a little bit new, what do you think? What are 3 things you wish you knew before you got started with bug bounties?
I don't know. Probably that you need to be a little bit more patient, because hard to explain, but sometimes when I started this half year ago, it's kind of second start, just to say, but I went to a program, started looking around, but I wasn't kind of expecting to find anything, right? Because I thought, well, it's kind of a large program, probably other people were looking before to this application, so why should I find something?
Yeah.
But as I went through, it's kind of, or when I found some critical or high severity bug on a really large program, then I realized that yeah, it's possible because applications change and you have like the same chance as other people to find it first. So I think my advice to my younger myself would be to play for a win and not just try to find even the low severity bugs, but assume that there is some vulnerability and look through until you find it, and just give up when you are totally exhausted, I would say.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. I've been there too. When I go to a program, I'm like, oh, look at all these hackers who've already found bugs. Like, what makes me think I'm
Exactly,
going to
yeah.
find something? But then you go and find something mind blowing, and you're like, holy crap! Like, there are still bugs out there for all of us to find. I mean, after all these companies are pushing new code on a regular basis, right?
That's right.
That's great advice. Yeah, I think it helps with the newer hackers to understand, like, it doesn't matter if you have access to public programs. There's so many public programs out there, and they all have new code on a regular basis that you can find something. So let's talk about your. What do you think about having a development background as a bug bounty hunter? Do you think that's something that you should do? Like, do you need to be a good someone who knows how to code in order to be a successful bounty hunter?
I think no, but it helps a lot. I mean, a lot, because I tend to automate everything. And my way of doing it is to first understand the thing in depth and then try to recreate it using automation. And I think that's really helpful because manually, or even trying to tie the open source tools together doesn't work all the time. And when you have some idea how to automate things that other people didn't in the past, it kind of helps to be able to do it yourself without help of and it saves time. That's my first take on the automation, and other take is that it does it 24/7. So you don't need to use it yourself, but you just look for results, and you have more time to do actual hacking than not finding the assets. Well, I kind of specified it for Recon, but getting back to the question, yeah, I think it helps from this perspective, but also because the websites are getting more dynamic and you see more and more JavaScript code handling the requests or user interactions. I think it's really necessary to know how to read this code and to be able to find bugs in it. So I think it helps. I'm not saying that you cannot learn just to read code without being able to create it something yourself.
Yeah.
But I think you should definitely do it, at least at some level.
I have a question for you. And sorry, the chat is asking if you're German.
No.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you.
Probably I have the accent, but no, I'm from Slovakia, which is a little bit eastern from the Germany.
Somebody guessed that said, someone said no, Czech or Slovak, and then you confirmed.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want to ask you directly where you were from if you're not comfortable with it. But
no, that's fine.
Yeah, OPSEC, I want to keep your OPSEC together,
like Russia.
So I'm so curious to understand, why did you pick to go after subdomain takeovers and like DNS stuff for your thesis? Like, what made you so interested in that entire that entire topic of understanding how DNS works, obviously, and then understanding how to enumerate it, and then how to look for subdomain takeovers. Why did you pick that topic?
Yeah, that's a good question. An easy answer to that. At the time, I was working for one European startup which dealt with actually kind of monitoring of the domains and the footprint on the internet. So what we did there, or what I personally did there, was creating the automation exactly for Recon. So that's how I got started into all this stuff. And because of that, I chose to write the thesis because it helped me to understand the things more in depth. And at the same time, I kind of applied it in my job, which was at that time, as I said, this startup.
And how did you learn all of this? Was it just you being curious and wanting to understand DNS and then building on top of that? What are some good resources for someone that wants to get to that level?
You mean specifically for the DNS, or?
Yeah, just for the DNS stuff, and then building up onto the point where you understand how to enumerate other different subdomains, how to look for particular subdomain takeovers. What are some good resources to learn all of this stuff?
So I think it started with looking for the tools that already do this stuff, and also the articles on the web that kind of explain it at least a bit. And I read through all of this, then kind of applied the tools that I found, and I saw the results. And then or at least I, started to question everything, right? So what is currently in this area that we should use the online sources, why we can do something else. And since I have pretty solid fundamentals of the network protocols and, as I said, the defensive stuff, I really went deep, trying to understand everything from the DNS perspective, and then started writing about it and applying the stuff that I found. And at the time that I wrote the thesis, which was 2017 or 18, I think, there was only a couple of articles for subdomain takeovers. Okay. And I found that, I think by accident, when researching the DNS overall or finding some, DNS-related security issues, I think it was article from France that first got me into that. They published on Detectify, I guess. Yeah, that would be probably that. And it was just the overview, right? That something like that happens, or you can get paid for that, and it was seen in the wild. But there was no formal explanation or research for subdomain takeover. So I thought that's a perfect way to explain something, because the master's thesis kind of forces you to write about something new or find new ways to do something. So I thought that this would be the perfect way to accomplish this goal. And what I started doing is basically just trying the things out, creating the accounts in the cloud providers, and then creating a DNS record, and then start playing with that. And after a couple of weeks of doing that, you start getting an idea of the issue in general. So I kind of published or wrote the theory around that, and then start playing with the automation. And nice. At the time, there was, actually it still exists, there is a research from Rapid7, which is a security company, and every week they publish global DNS resolution list. Yeah, you heard about this probably. Yeah, so what I did at the time, I took this data set, I took my automation tool, and I ran it through, the automation ran through the whole data set. And the results were pretty interesting to me, and I also published it in the thesis because I found takeovers on Intel or NASA as well, which I reported at the time, but not through the bug bounties because they don't have it. I think, well, at the time they didn't have the bug bounty programs, but they have security mail to report things on. So I reported that and then published the findings in my thesis. Yeah. But I would say it was a combination of the theory and the practice to really understand the problem. And then I thought, well, the thesis is published, why not to cut it onto the pieces and publish it as a blog post? So I started doing that, and it kind of, I think, helped a lot of people because I get pretty huge number of DMs still to this day.
Asking how you do it.
Well, asking as well, but also thanking me for these resources because they found a bug or something like that. So it was really nice period to learn.
Yeah.
I think it was first time that I went really deep into that, and I'm still, using it to this day, and hopefully will in the future. But yeah, that would be my take on that, how to do it. So combine everything and really go after it and try to understand everything.
Before I ask this next question, Walter Chen thank you so much for that donation, man. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. So what you're saying is you pretty much went and made vulnerable subdomain takeovers on these cloud providers, observed the behavior, learned what makes it vulnerable, and then using that research, you automated it on your instance. So while you scan for these things, you know exactly how to look for them. That's very smart.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. And maybe I should dedicate a day to go through all your blog posts on my streams and just kind of see if I can automate all these things. That's a pretty cool approach. I mean, it's as a hacker, that's the easiest approach to do, right? Like you try to locally reproduce something before you go after a live target. And I don't think a lot of hackers do that as they should.
Yeah, I think as well. Maybe for somebody it's a really strange approach, but okay, here's the thing. I like more to automate than to manually find the bugs.
Absolutely.
Right? So what I usually do is to find one or two bugs related to the one thing, like SSRF, and then try to figure out how to automate that. And I would rather spend 1 month automating that than look the 1 month for the SSRF bugs. Because for me, if I automate it in the long run, it's a better approach to have that automated than to, always manually look for things. So, as I said, for the subdomain takeovers, the same thing I try to apply for another bugs right now. So, when I hunt for bugs, I try to stay with the same bug class for. Then I have a pause and try to automate the stuff and then do the cycle again. And in the background, I'm trying to build this, this huge machine of automation that one day, hopefully, I can just sit back and watch it report the bugs automatically.
Isn't that the dream, dude?
Yeah, it is. It's the definition of passive income, I think.
You wanna be somewhere on the beach, relaxing and having a good time while you're making up money automatically. That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good goal. Talked about the tools you use. You mentioned you use tools that are already out there, and you implement different variation of those tools in your process. What tools do you use for your research?
So to be exact, I said that I use the tools before when running or when looking for this when researching this DNS related stuff for my thesis. I still use the tools, but I'm very picky about the tools. So I always look into the source code, what it does, how it behaves, what is the performance of the tool, and if I'm not satisfied with some of these things, I try to write my own tool in this area. I don't publish everything, but as I said, I'm in the background. I'm building this automation monster. I would say something like you are doing in your streams, but I try to do everything custom in there. So I take the tool, I test it, how it behaves, and then I write my own with some things that I don't find in another tools. I don't think it's necessarily the best approach because some people say that, it's open source. You should create a pull request to change the tool and have it accessible for everybody. But I don't know. It takes time to understand some legacy code.
Yeah.
It is to understand what it does and then write it on your own. At least for me, because as I said, I have pretty huge development background, so that's usually my approach to do it. But
what
there
are
are
some of the tools that you actually like? What are some of the tools that are published? You know, do you use AMAS? Do you use all
yes,
DNS, Math DNS?
I was going to say that
Yeah.
I use AMAS for subdomain enumeration.
Okay.
I use I use sometimes mass DNS for the DNS resolution itself, which I will probably talk more later. I used old DNS, but now I wrote the DNS gen, which
Yep.
was exactly the approach I was talking about. That I used it. I don't like a couple of things about old DNS, so I rewrote it to my way of doing that and then published it.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I don't think anything. Well, yeah, I use Git Grabber, which is the new tool for Git secrets.
Okay.
I use that, and then maybe some ad hoc tools. But day to day, as I said, mainly these three, and then the custom toolset.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I usually don't take questions during the interview, but do you feel pressure while building these custom tools? Like if somebody else is out there doing the same thing but faster?
Whether I'm pressured or
Do you feel
I
like
don't
a
know.
pressure as in like you're writing these tools, but they're
Yeah.
not producing as fast as other folks are doing things? Maybe the implementation is wrong, or do you just not care? You're just doing it for fun?
No, I care because, for instance, I haven't wrote the DNS resolver because I think mass DNS is really well implemented.
Yeah.
So I use it instead of writing my own. But old DNS, I'm pretty sure that the DNS gen is way faster than it. And it does, yeah, it's a good question, but I care about performance a lot.
Yeah.
Mainly for the Recon, because I think the faster you do or faster your automation on Recon is, the higher the chance for actually finding something. Because
Yeah.
as I said, the environment changes a lot, and if you are able to, scan something like Yahoo once per day, which I don't think is that impossible if you do it right, like every domain at least. I think you are way ahead of everybody. So yeah, I definitely look for performance.
Let's talk about your actual recon process, if you don't mind. The stuff that you have shared
Sure.
already. What is it like? Let's say you are approaching Yahoo.com. What
Yeah.
is the first thing you do? You run AMAS first, then you go down what does that look like, step by step, for the things that you can share?
Okay, I will actually share it in full because I published the article 2019 Subdomain Enumeration Workflow, which kind of explains it a lot. But since that, I updated a bit, and I will try to explain it as good as I can. So, as I said, I have a custom toolkit of the tools that I use for Recon, and I use them as a microservice. So every part of the Recon process has one specific job. Microservice means that it's deployed as isolated instance, and it's like black book. So you put something in, and it gets you something out, right?
Okay.
So currently, when I started with Yahoo, I put it into microservice called domains.
Okay.
What domains does is that it runs through the 2019 workflow, as I explained in the post. So it runs AMAS, it runs some other tools that are open source for the retrieval of online sources for the subdomains. Then I run mass DNS to find out what or which of these domains are actually active. So by active, I mean they respond to the DNS request. I don't care about HTTP. I don't care about any other protocol. I just care whether the DNS gives me some record, like a record or CNAME or something.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't, there is nothing in there, right? But if it gives you the domain, or sorry, if it gives you the IP address or something else, you can work with that later. So I resolved that using mass DNS, which is really fast if you do it right.
Okay.
And then there is an option. the option is whether to pipe it to the DNS gen or not. If I want to have a fast enumeration, I don't pipe it. If I want to have a deep enumeration, I pipe it to DNS gen. But it's important to pipe it to DNS gen after the mass DNS resolution because you save so much time. And the reason is that you basically put the domains only that are active from the previous steps.
Right.
You don't deal with not active domains, and the DNS gen generates less possibilities for you.
Interesting.
After the generation, you pipe it again to the mass DNS. So always the either option you use, whether you go deep or fast, you get a list of active domains. So more specifically, the output looks like domain and it records like IP address, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, I would put the Yahoo in and I would get, 20,000 domains out of that with their corresponding A records.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once this phase is done, the domains microservice dispatches it to microservice called host. What host does, it scans the IP address using Nmap. It looks showdown API. It looks Transis API to see what ports are open, and also do banner grabbing to see what services are running there. With this, you get pretty good idea what is running on the IP address. Also, the benefit of doing it this way is that a lot of the domains share the same IP address.
Yep.
So you scan only one. So you scan each IP address only once, and then you put the domain name to the corresponding pair. Once this stage is off, again you get in the output you get the IP address, domain, and open ports. You dispatch it to the HTTP microservice,
Mm-hmm.
which takes the hosts which have open ports running HTTP or HTTPS and scans them. So, for instance, this approach, if you compare it to something like HTTP probe, you have much faster results because you scan only what's necessary. You don't scan domains which don't exist, or you don't scan domains which don't have HTTP open. You just scan the domains that you are sure that host the HTTP or HTTPS. Once this is done, again, the results are present. Every phase saves the results to the database, and then some post-processing happens. Like finding bugs or running crawling on these HTTP results, taking screenshots, and so on. 3 steps are always happening for every domain that I put in.
Very interesting. That's pretty impressive, man. Gonna have to give that a try. I actually pulled up your blog and showed the figure for how you do your work. So
yeah, that's exactly for a first stage.
Cool. Pretty cool stuff. I gotta give that a try, and maybe we can implement some of that stuff into my recon that I do on Sundays.
You should do it.
Do you collaborate with anybody?
Not on these things. Like not on the automation things.
But in bug bounties generally, do you collaborate with any hackers?
I haven't done it yet, but I want to do it.
Who you want to collaborate with?
I don't know. Somebody that I respect, hopefully, or is better in stuff I want to learn, and at the same time I can provide some guidance in the development or some recon stuff. But as I said, I'm trying to understand some bugs deeper to be able to automate it or put it into this system.
Do you have a wish list? Do you have anybody like, I kind of want to collaborate with this person?
I have, but I won't share.
Oh, you don't want to share it? That's all good. It's all good. No pressure, man. I ask everybody, like, like some of the folks that come on, like, I want to talk to this guy. If I can connect him, I'll be more than happy to. So if you want to send me a list later on, like, hey, can you introduce me to so and so? I'll be more than happy to, dude.
Thanks. Perfect.
Cool. So we talked about, we talked about search, talked about your recon process. Do you have Do you have any advice for the new people?
New people in Recon or bug bounties in general?
Let's do both. Let's do bug bounties first.
Probably the same thing that I said for giving advice to my younger myself, that you need to be patient and really just imagine that the bugs are everywhere. And for Recon, I would say the automation is the key, because you will spend so much time on doing Recon, and you won't have much time to do actual hacking. So I would say you should automate everything you can, and the time that you are left with will be used for things that really matter in the bounty. So finding the good stuff, and
yeah, it's good advice to focus on the things that you can't automate or learn to automate them. Yeah, that's good advice.
It's I would say it's a lot of time. You spend a lot of time in the beginning, but I think it's really worth it in the long run, because there is, program opening every once in a while, and you cannot manually, monitor everything. And my idea to the whole automation, regardless of the sitting on the beach, is that when I want to hack, I just want to come to the computer, load up my database, and see the most recent scans that happened without me being involved. So if I don't do bug bounties for 2 months, and one evening I decided, let's hunt for some bugs, I don't need to run these tools, and after 2 hours I'm tired to really find something. So I think some tasks just need to be automated. That's just my take on that, and I hope
I agree.
Some people share the same ideas with me.
Yeah, one last question. What keeps you motivated to hack? What's your motivation? Or how do you stay motivated?
Good question. Maybe thinking that there are other people who are way ahead of me.
Yeah.
And thinking that, just staying with the process that I'm doing right now, that I can one day probably get into the same space or same, amount of bounties found every month, or what, depending on what your metric is. But yeah, probably just, getting better and believing in your process, that what you are doing right now is a good way to go.
Cool. Well, what I do before I end the interview is I usually ask a few questions about your experience with bug bounties, and then I give you a word, and you can respond either with a sentence or a word. It's a word play, so it's two parts. The first part I ask you questions, and the second part is I say a word like Recon. You tell me the first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay.
So let's start with the first one. What was your first bug bounty program you participated in?
Starbucks.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. First bug type that you found?
Subdomain takeover.
First bounty?
2000.
And what was your first purchase with your bounty money?
Ooh, I don't know. Well,
I'll ask you a better question. What was your best purchase?
Best purchase? Probably a holiday.
Oh, nice. You went on a nice trip, I assume?
Yeah.
So I asked you about hackers you want to collaborate with. Your favorite tool?
My own.
Yeah. What's your favorite bug type?
I think information disclosure in general.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies outside? What is your favorite hobby outside of computer related things? So it can't be anything with computers.
Travel?
Yeah. Can I ask you what are your favorite places you have been or want to go to?
I really like Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I've been to Singapore many times, but I want to explore other countries in that region. So Malaysia, Thailand. I was in Philippines this year actually. I liked it a lot. So yeah, probably that. Also Japan and yeah, been to US a couple of mainly West Coast, and I like it, but it's kind of currently I want to do something new. So yeah, I would say yeah, Southeast Asia.
I'm with you with the Southeast Asian country. I went to Malaysia not too long
Thanks.
ago. Not Malaysia, sorry. Singapore a while
Singapore?
ago. Yeah, it was really fun, but I really want to go to the same countries. I want to go to Malaysia. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Japan. Those are pretty big countries that I want to go to as well.
How far is it from your place to
It
fly
took
there?
me 17 hours to get to Singapore.
Wow.
Just
Okay.
from San Francisco. I flew to San Francisco, and from San Francisco to Singapore was 17 hours on a plane. It's
Yeah.
almost a whole day.
But I like it, like from from the perspective of the country. I think that's how you should run the country
Yeah.
if you one time want to have one. But yeah, I like it a lot with all of the cleanness and
The food
the
and the
rules are
culture.
strict. Exactly, but
Yeah.
also the rules that are enforced to every person entering the country.
Right.
It's kind of for somebody it's strange that you are so restricted, but at the same time I think you get a couple of benefits, like not worrying about going alone at
Safety.
the midnight through the city. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I enjoyed my
So-
time in Singapore. I agree. It was weird going into it with all the rules, but at the same time, like, I knew if it's safe. It was fun. I definitely agree. The food and the culture there is also absolutely awesome.
Yeah, but I won't say that even they are so strict. Like many people, say, or if you read it online, that you have so strict rules, you can't chew gum and something
Yeah.
like that. But if you go there, you see that even the people are normal. You are just not allowed to do really retarded stuff. So
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Let's see. So I asked every question so far. Let's do the. Actually, wait. Do you use Burp at all?
No, no, I don't. I don't have it installed even.
So you truly focus on the automation, though, which is great.
No, but
Do you not? Do you just use Do you use other tools when it comes down to fuzzing for web app phones?
yes, that's right. And when I need to have a proxy, I usually use Mitma proxy,
Okay.
MITM proxy, or directly the Chrome development tools and the network stuff there, which is not really convenient. But no, actually, that's really strange that I haven't used. I used it, I think, twice in my life, but not in the regular basis.
Yeah. Cool. Let me see what I'm trying to find these. Hold on. I got a couple of things I'm going to throw at you. I'm taking notes based on everything you have answered so far. But let's see. All right. So I got some stuff I'm going to ask you. And then I know Ash, you're waiting for your question. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about your question. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to give you a word or a sentence. Tell me the first thing that comes into your mind. I only have a few for you. Let's start with Recon.
Automation.
Well, the next one is automation.
Recon.
All right, I'll take that. Subdomain takeovers.
Money.
Money. Well, interesting. Bug bounties.
Challenge.
I like that. HackerOne.
Bug bounties. No, I don't know.
It's all good. Starbucks.
Beginning.
DNS.
Legacy.
Oof, I like that. I really like that. AMAS.
Good friend.
Common speak.
Hard to use, right?
Absolutely, I agree. DNS gen.
Cool.
All right, this is the last question I asked. This is from someone who's been asking this question every week. Ash, I don't know if you're still watching, but this one's for you. What do you think this bug bounty scene is going towards? What do you think it's going to be like in the next couple of years?
I thought about it a couple of times, and I think it's a good way for companies to do security.
Yeah.
Because you have so many pairs of eyes on your applications without paying much. Because my take on like penetration testing in general is that you hire a company which should do assessment, but the testers or the people doing the assessment don't need to look for things that other people look for. So it's kind of different or difficult to validate the quality of the report, because you really don't know whether the people were looking at the things that they should be looking for. So I think company, you are exposed to so much people that many bugs will be found if they are there, right? And to be honest, I think it's really cheap for companies to use it this way, well, except for some. But I think the number of companies using bug bounties will grow.
Yep.
And I think at the same time, the number of hackers will grow. So
Absolutely.
The whole environment will be more competitive. But I think, well, that's maybe a question for you as well, whether you think that there will be a higher growth for companies using bug bounties or the bounters.
I think both. I mean, with more companies getting involved in bug bounties, that comes with more hackers, right? People that use those tools, they think, oh, I want to get into this. And also, like, there's so many hackers in the world that there's no way we've reached out to every single one of them. And even if we have, if bug bounties have reached those people, I don't think every single one has gotten an account, participated to see this as an actually real thing. The whole thing when I started 5 years ago was, how do I know if it's real? I'm going to get paid for real. How do I know it's, I am going to get paid? And I think a lot of people don't understand that yet. And that's why it comes with education. And that's on the hacker part. But on the customer side, think about it. There's so many big organizations that don't have a bug bounty program yet that they have to still run one, right?
Yeah, but for instance, I'm kind of let down with companies like AT&T, which joined the HackerOne, but, the policy for the payouts are really strange.
Yeah.
Because if you compare it to Yahoo, for instance, like so many people are getting into bug bounties just because of Yahoo, because they see the payouts, right, on the Twitter or what have you. But I think the higher the company, they should really consider paying more. And I think at the same time, their value is increased because a lot of people start to looking for bugs in their program, and I think it's way cheaper for them than to have 100 people in full time doing web application security, or hiring 15 penetration tests per month. So yeah, that's just my take on that. That even if the company joins, for instance HackerOne, it really depends how they set the policy and the payout amount.
And I think that I think time will resolve all of this. I think if you think about it, the bug bounty model is still very young, right? And I think with education and more support from all the platforms and the entire community, it was to resolve those things with AT&T like companies. But you're right, like there's got to be something that fixes these things. And I honestly think with time, a lot of the things would be easier. And you also think about like a company like AT&T. It's a huge corporation. So getting things approved gets a lot harder. The bigger the corporation, the harder to run a bug bounty program. And
I can relate.
Yeah, as someone who's I've worked on three ends of it. I've worked on the hacker end, I've worked on the company end of a bug bounty program, and I've worked on the platform end. And seeing the whole full circle, you don't even think of these things that are happening in the background. And I can't, as an employee, I can't always talk about it, but the one thing that I always tell people is there's so much work that goes into a bug bounty program to launch one and maintain it, and working with your internal developers. When you're a huge company like AT&T, sometimes you don't even know who owns what to get it fixed. So it makes it very challenging. But you're absolutely right, though. Like, there's got to be a point where things get better, and I think it's time will do a lot of that, personally.
And I also think, unfortunately, and it's just my ideas, that I don't think it's sustainable for a lot of people to do bug bounties as a main, income for a while, because, as I said, it's really a challenge, and to rely on, except for a couple of people, right, who are the top earners. But if you really switch to bug bounties as your primary source of income, then you need to deliver, right? And you may have 1 month like really great, but the next one low, and you are lower with the payout lower than the previous month. You start maybe doubting yourself that you did something wrong or it's not going to work as well. So because of the bug bounties are around for I don't know, you said you start 5 years ago, so what do you think the mainstream bug bounty, or how long does HackerOne exist? 6 years or 7 years?
I think 2012 is when HackerOne got launched.
So 7 then.
Yeah.
So 7 years is not that long to say that I've been hacking for 7 months, 7 years full time, and I still enjoy that. I don't think there is one person who says that, at least for
I can name a few. Yeah, Nafi enjoys it. Franz Rosen enjoys it.
For 7 years?
Yeah. These are the guys that have been... Nafi's been hacking on Yahoo before Yahoo was on HackerOne.
Okay. Then I take it
But
back.
it's very hard. You're right, though. Like, it's not a lot of people that do that. You really have to be passionate about it and enjoy it to be doing that for 7 years. Like, Nafi's case is he's at the level that he's making money with. Same with Franz Rosen. It's no longer just an enjoyment. It's also a job to them, right? They're not doing it for fun at this point.
Exactly. And I said that there are a few exceptions, and I was referring to them. But, as I said, 1 month you maybe earn 20K, which is, I don't know, maybe 20 times higher than your salary. So you decide that why not? Why should I, go to my 9-to-5 job? And you quit, and then 1 year runs really great.
Yeah.
But you hit the next year, and more I see on Twitter, the hashtag burnout or something like that. And it's no joke that you can't. Well, having a job is problematic for some people. Because you are restricted, but at the same time you have the fixed amount of money that you are given every month if you do some things. But here, so imagine like doing everything right, but just by sheer luck having all the bugs closed as a duplicate. For the confidence, or I don't know, for ego, it can it can hurt, and
No, you're absolutely right. Like I relate to that, dude. Like I tried to do a year of doing bug bounty full time. It's a lot of pressure. Like it's no longer fun because you rely on the money. You have bills. Yeah,
but
pay.
you also work for HackerOne, right?
No, I'm saying before this. I'm saying before I joined HackerOne.
Before. Okay, sorry.
I tried to do the 1 year of doing it through bug bounties and being, on my own. It's doable. It's definitely doable, but it's a lot of pressure because now this hobby that you have, the thing that you enjoy, is your source of income, and it puts more pressure on you. It's no longer like I'm going to give up 5 hours. I might make some money. I may not make some money, right? At this point, you're putting 8 hours. You better make some money. You're right. You have to deliver.
Exactly. So I think even for newcomers, you should think of bug bounties as a side job or a side hustle that you do on your side, and maybe at the best, I would say, okay, quit the job, but invest the money you earned on a business, right? Yeah. So you start the business on your own and invest at that time. So you, for instance, bootstrap some business with bounty money, and then that's your primary source of income, and you still do bounties at the side. But I don't know, it's just strange to me to think of as you said, to just rely on bug bounties every month to pay the bills, or I don't know.
Hey, you brought something really important up, and I apologize for not asking this earlier. How do you deal with burnouts?
Fortunately, I haven't had any serious
Good for you, dude.
yet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. But I will say it to you once it happens. So
How many
I
hours are
don't
you
know.
spending hacking though? How much time do you spend hacking a week?
Well, let's define what hacking is, because as I said, I usually do automation stuff,
Yeah.
which I don't
Sure.
consider hacking.
Yeah.
But I don't know, 5-8 hours per week, just manually looking for bugs.
Yeah.
That would be.
So you have a good balance in your life with bug bounties and hacking, so that's why you're not dealing with burnouts, which is great.
Yeah, thanks.
It's awesome.
And that's why I brought it up as well, because I think there is definitely good media coverage of the bug bounties on Twitter and in the cybersec community, but
Yeah.
these are few things that needs to be thought before you really decide to. Well, I will just leave from the bounties from now on.
No, I agree.
It cannot be done, but it's not easy, I would say.
Do you think, so I'm going to look at the questions that are coming in from the chat. Do you think bug bounty programs are a net loss or a gain for the industry as a whole?
Wow. Okay.
That's a pretty good question, not going to lie.
Yeah. I think gain for a couple of things. I don't think that the regular cybersecurity jobs would be replaced in the near future.
Okay.
But at the same time, the bug bounties are training newcomers for good security thinking.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, if you don't find bugs, you don't get money.
Yep.
So you better find some. And as it gets competitive, you really need to be on top of your game to find really criticals or high. So yeah, I think there will be more people really skilled in mainly in web application penetration test as web application penetration testers.
Right.
And I know I read recently that in cybersecurity there are so many open positions.
Yeah.
And they cannot find the right people. So maybe, just maybe, that the people who learn the bug bounty or who learn web security from bug bounties can fill these positions.
Right.
But at the same time, the positions maybe, just maybe, go down because of the crowdsourcing environment. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good for people to learn and
No, I agree. So there's
also for a company, as I said, also for a company to spend lower amounts and get more value. I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, you get a lot of eyes on your product, but just working with hackers all across the world, and every hacker has a different background. Some of them are good developers, some of them are just good at breaking stuff. So I think it's
exactly.
I had one more question, and I'm sorry if you already answered this. Somebody asked if your scanning tools are happening 24/7. Is it on a web server? Are you running it manually every couple of days? How does that work?
Yeah, it's running 24/7. It's deployed on a couple of servers. It's running in the cluster, running Kubernetes.
Nice.
So yeah, it has pretty robust deployment, I would say.
Cool. Well, I think that was all the question. I really appreciate you joining this, dude. It was a good way for me to meet you for the first time, and hopefully we meet in person.
Yeah, likewise.
And I'm gonna reach out to you. Maybe we can collaborate on some stuff, and maybe we can work together and find some bugs and see how it goes.
Perfect. Thanks.
Cool,
Thanks for having me.
Again, I appreciate you joining. This was really, really cool. I learned a bunch from it. I appreciate you being here, and thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Patrick, and that was really, really good. I learned a ton from this. I think his idea on how he does his automation stuff was really, really cool. Yeah, it was good to see his process and how he does it. I'm just a little bit upset that this thing is taking forever. I want it to be done before we jump off of the stream, but apparently it's not done. So what I'm going to do, I have to get off a little bit earlier than what I do usually, but I am going to make a note right here. And next week, we are going to look at this, make sure, I'm going to make sure worked and updated the database. Yeah, again, the video for this will be on YouTube next week. So if you're not familiar with my channel, go to youtube.com/NahamSec. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. 1, 2, 3. Let's pause that. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll post all the videos on there. I'll be back on my regular schedule of streaming Tuesdays and Saturdays. But I am going to add another day hopefully soon on YouTube. The next guest is Inti. So the next week we will have, and I'm so excited to have Inti. Not that I'm not excited about other folks that come on this show, but Inti is just a whole different monster, and just he's such a social, and I don't know, his perspective on life and his personality is really, really cool. And I think him and I are going to have some really, really good conversations. So I'm excited to have Inti on here next week. And the week after that, it's going to be PHWD, which is really well known for Facebook. This guy right here. And yes, I will be at B-Sides PDX. If you're going to be at in Portland area, if you're going to be there at PDX, please let me know. I would love to catch up and see everyone. Tyler DNA, I saw their DM. I sent it to the right person. I'm not the person in charge of that. I've told them to take care of it, and if they don't, I'm sorry. I don't have anything to do with the website part, but I've let them know, and I appreciate you being persistent and sending me that through different channels. B-Sides Chicago, I will not be at, but I did apply for B-Sides Boise, I think, live on a stream last week. So I'm going to let this script run. I think because there's 100,000 domains, it's going to take a while. So I'm going to let it run, even though I wish it would echo everything that it's doing, but it's not. So I'm going to leave it alone. Hopefully it is working. Maybe I should have done this into a T and then had it write to a file and then read the file and put it on there, but we'll do it next time. I am going to be doing that. I'm actually working on something really, really cool. I'm going to be doing the web application stuff soon, but I'm waiting for one more thing to go through, because if that goes through, it will make it even better. But in the next week or two, once I'm done with, because I'm going to go to PDX in a couple of weeks, and that's going to mess up my schedule again. I'm waiting for that to be done, but in November or December is when I'm going to launch a brand new thing again too. And I have a ton of vlogs that I have to edit too. I don't know how I'm going to find time for all this. So, I will be at Security Ad as well for a short time. Yeah, I should have done that. I didn't think about that. I'm going to let it run. If it doesn't run, I'm going to fix it on a day off and then just have the data go through. I do need to plan a vacation too. I'm about to hit a burnout, but it's all good. Cool. I'm going to take off for the night. I really appreciate all the new subscriptions and everybody that donated and gifted subs, especially Bitwise for doing that giant thing, and then the Cyber Mentor who was here earlier too. So I'm going to take off. I appreciate everybody being here. It wouldn't be possible without you guys, so thank you so much for joining. I'll be back on Tuesday, and we're going to solve some more CTFs on Hacker 101 and the Bug Bounty Notes website. I want to do also the Burp Suite stuff. Maybe we can start off with some of those this week, but we'll see. So yeah, time Tuesday is at 8:30 a.m. my time. I'll post an announcement on Twitter, so please go and follow me on Twitter as well if you don't have me already. I usually post my schedule the day of or the day before I get on. But I'll be back on Tuesday, do some CTFs. Thank you all for joining, And I will see you all Tuesday. Peace.